Hello everyone, good day to you all. This is the Crypto Prophet. Click on that subscribe button and let's jump in straight into the video of today. Alright guys, so currently right now Bitcoin is at $28,184, or let's say it has hit $28,000. And right now there are a whole lot of speculations that we are in the bull run and that Bitcoin is pumping and it would keep on pumping and going up. Okay, now I've got very bad news for you, because if you have observed, if you've been following this channel, I have been on the other side of the road and has warned against this fake rally of Bitcoin. Now guys, I am the Crypto Prophet, and in the past I have given several analysis concerning the crypto market that has played out way before we even got into that time. Okay, so we have a track record. I have a track record. I have a notable track record in the crypto space. I have spoken about the tops and the bottoms of Bitcoin that has all played out. In the year 2021, I spoke about Bitcoin coming down from $48,000 below $35,000 to $33,000. And 1 month later, crossing into the year 2022, this came to pass. And when it happened, I still said that I still see Bitcoin rallying up to $45,000. And after that, in the year 2022, Bitcoin would go below $25,000. Now, when I said this, a whole lot of persons doubted. A whole lot of persons who followed me, who knew my track record, heeded to my instructions, and they traded according to my instructions. And when Bitcoin dumped below $25,000, it came as a surprise to many, and a whole lot of persons lost money in the crypto space in the year 2021. But as many who heeded to my instructions ended up making more money out of that dump. And also in the month of May, when nobody saw this, I called this out precisely. I said I see Bitcoin heading down to $15,000 in the year 2022. And the year 2022 didn't end without Bitcoin touching $15,000. I've made other shocking analysis and predictions about Bitcoin, about the crypto markets, and I don't just stop there. I call dates as well. I don't just tell you this is what is going to happen, this coin is going to pump. I give you the dates. If I want to go far, I would give you the precise date I expect that to take place, and it happens from there. So as many of you that have followed me in my premium groups, you should understand, and you should understand what I'm talking about. You should know what I'm talking about. And here I am still telling you that this pump and this rally of Bitcoin is a fake rally, and I have every chart necessary to prove this. I'm going to share some charts with you to give you an update. Now let's jump into this. This is the Bitcoin 5-day charts, okay? And I want us to observe this. Now we have a very strong level of resistance here. We have a strong level of support here as well, and we also have a strong level of resistance here. Now you can see that we had this year, we had this year, and we had this year, and we had this year. And you can see that right now Bitcoin seems to be battling with this line of resistance. And you can see that when it broke out of this Gaussian channel, the middle of this Gaussian channel, it pumped up to this point. Now we had this white line as well. It broke this area of resistance, and right now it is battling with this line, okay? And if we zoom this in the 1 week charts, okay, before we then, let me share something with you. Now if you observe and see, coming over from here, from this point to this point here, you can see that it is going down, okay? This is a slope that is heading towards the downside. But now if you check and take a look at the RSI from here, from this point, you would observe that the RSI is rather sliding up, okay? And hey guys, if I would announce this to you, this is a very beautiful bearish divergence that has formed for Bitcoin. So I do not know how many persons out there are claiming that Bitcoin is in a bull run. I've got bad news for them, because this is a bearish divergence, okay? And this thing is going to explode at any moment. So this is why there is a need for one to trade with caution. Do not trade without instructions. Trade with instructions. You know, this is why a whole lot of people get their fingers burnt. Because right now I'm hearing, oh, we are in the bull run. Oh, we are heading to 30K. Oh, most persons do not believe that Bitcoin is going to dump. I have said this severally. I've called the dates that it has dumped, and it has happened in the past. So this is not going to be an exception, guys. Go through my video and you would see in the 1 day time frame. All right, so let's take a look at the 1 week time frame so that we can see this much more clearer. Now, if you take a look at the 1 week time frame, guys, we have the same formation here. This is a very beautiful bearish divergence that has formed here. So this pump is simply obeying this bullish divergence. It's forming very well. And if you take a look at the RSI, guys, you would see something. The RSI here is cuffed. Okay, look at it from here all the way up here. This is cuffed. Okay, that's an indication that our momentum is decreasing. And also, if you take a look at the Gaussian channel, you would observe something. You would see that Bitcoin is having a resistance in the middle of this Gaussian channel. And this middle line of the Gaussian channel has always acted as a very strong indication for either a bull run or a bear market. Okay, because when Bitcoin's price broke below this Gaussian channel, that's when we plummeted down here. Okay, and right now we can see that it is having a strong level of resistance at the middle of this Gaussian channel. And not just that, it is also having a strong level of resistance at this point. Okay, this red line that has been drawn here, that has acted here as a form of resistance and support, acted here as a form of support as well. So this is an indication, guys, that we are not out of the woods. There is more danger coming. And like I've told you, if you choose to believe me, you can believe me. If you choose to doubt me, you can doubt me. But I know fully well that results speaks better than mere words. I have called for the bottom and the tops of Bitcoin, guys. In the past, I've done it. I have a track record. A whole lot of persons, their lives have been changed. Their financial lives have been changed, coming in encounter with me. And we don't promote arts here just to take your money. We don't promote exchanges that you put in your money and you get scammed. I do not promote platforms or Ponzi schemes. I do not promote MLM businesses. I am 100% crypto, a 100% crypto trader that works precisely with the charts. So I am not here to entertain you guys. And all I just want you to know is this: Bitcoin is getting set for a dump, a massive dump that's going to pull out the carpets underneath the feet of the moon boys. Okay, as many persons that are out there claiming that they trade crypto, as many persons that are out there claiming that they are crypto experts, this is my message to them. They need to be very careful because Bitcoin is warming for a nice dump. Okay, a whole lot of persons, their lives have changed coming in encounter with us. Many people have built houses, some have bought landed properties. A whole lot of persons have been impacted through an encounter with us. So we are not after anybody's money, because with or without anybody, we still make our monies out of the market, you know. So we don't really care about anybody's money. We are just here to do our job. We're just here to tell you what it is, and we give you pieces of information that you would hardly find out there. Okay, most of the analysis we give, most of our analysis are being copied. Other people copy us. We do not copy from anybody. We tell you what it is from the charts, and that's it. So guys, if you take a look at this 1 week chart, it's not in a very good state. And also, let me share another chart with you as well. Let's take a look at the total crypto market cap. I want to talk about this. Now, if you take a look at the total crypto market cap, you're going to observe something, guys. And I want us to take note of this. Now, please observe this and see. I have heard several persons saying that the Bitcoin dominance is at its extreme. Now, that's the truth. Okay, let's take a look at the Bitcoin dominance and see. BTC.D. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart. Now, if you take a look at the chart of the Bitcoin dominance, I have heard some platforms on YouTube, on WhatsApp, talking about the Bitcoin dominance being at its extreme. And that's true, because if you take a look at this chart here, the Bitcoin dominance is already at its extreme and it is heading towards this white line. Okay, if you take a look at the RSI here, the RSI is at its extreme and it's also bent as well, signifying that the Bitcoin dominance is getting weak in its momentum. You can see when it got to this point as well, there was a level of weakness and then we came crashing down. If you check here, the same thing, there was a level of weakness and it came crashing down here. We plummeted down over to this level. Now, most channels are talking about the Bitcoin dominance being at its extreme, and that if this Bitcoin dominance comes down, many altcoins would pump. But you see, I've got bad news for them. The Crypto Prophet has a bad news for us. Many people who say this, and this is the bad news. Let's check it out and see. Now, if you check the total crypto market cap, if you take a look at it, you're going to observe something. The total crypto market cap, guys, is also at its extreme. And this is not a good sign as well. Okay, now let's take a look at this. This is it. Men lie, women lie, but the charts do not lie, guys. Now, the total crypto market cap is facing a strong level of resistance at this point. This is the 1 week chart. And if you check this, this candlestick is battling with this resistance. And this resistance has been here for a long time. Now, let's check and see. Okay, the last time that this began acting as a form of resistance was from this candlestick. And for the past 210 days, guys, this region has been acting as a strong form of resistance for the altcoins. So in my own opinion, if I would give my honest opinion, I would say this: if the Bitcoin dominance comes crashing down, so would the altcoins come crashing down. And what they also fail to realize is that Bitcoin is at its extreme. So you have Bitcoin at its extreme, you have the Bitcoin dominance at its extreme, you have the altcoins at their extreme. So what do you expect, guys? The slightest mistake brings the whole market down. So I do not know what people are talking about. So many people just claim to be crypto traders and they don't know anything about the charts. They just speak based on what they feel, not what the charts say. And this is why I would even love the bear market to continue, because it's in the bear market that's when you filter the professionals from the novice. Okay, because the bear market has a way of humbling a whole lot of people. So many persons, since Bitcoin started dumping from the year 2022, a whole lot of persons have lost money and they have left crypto. They're not trading. But you see, we still keep on trading, and we've got lots of testimonies from people making money even inside the bear market. So you should ask yourself this question: if we can be making money in the bear market, how then would the bull run be? And it's the bull run that you have a whole lot of noisemakers coming out and claiming to be trading crypto. That's when you see a whole lot of persons coming out to tell you, oh, I'm a crypto trader, I'm a crypto trader. But all of them right now, they are hiding. Now that it is time for them to prove their worth, they are all hiding. They've gone into hiding. Why? Because they've got nothing to say. Because Bitcoin has been dumping, and the technicality to follow the markets, the technicality to know what is the next direction is a problem for them. So this is why a whole lot of them have gone into hiding. So you guys are really privileged to have access to this channel and get this kind of information, guys. And I've told you, if Bitcoin tops, I would know. If Bitcoin bottoms, I would know. I would be amongst the first people globally, worldwide, just as I've always done. As I've always made shocking predictions that have come to pass, I would be amongst the first people to know when the market has bottomed. And I've given you guys the face. I said after this dump that is coming, we would enter into the market bottom. From there, we enter into consolidation. From consolidation, we get directly into the bull run. I have given you the faces out of my level of experience, and this is going to play out, guys. Now, let's take a look at another chart here. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin charts. All right, guys, now this is a Bitcoin chart, and let's take a look at the Bitcoin 6 months charts. I want to talk about something very important. Okay, I've told you the piece of information you're getting here, you're not going to get it outside. I know fully well that after this video, perhaps the information will start spreading. Now, take a look at the Bitcoin 6 months charts. If you take a look at this candlestick here, this candlestick represents 6 months. That's from January to June. And if you check, this candlestick has been overstretched, okay? And right now, this candlestick is battling with the 5 MA line. You can see it's touching the 5 MA line exactly. Take a look at this, okay? it is battling with the 5 MA line over here and also facing a strong level of resistance. So you can see here that we have the Gaussian channel, the middle of the Gaussian channel, fighting Bitcoin in its middle in the 1 week time frame. We also see in the 6 months time frame, Bitcoin is also facing some form of resistance. So this calls for the market stop, guys. This calls for the market top. And if you check here, you see that the RSI is battling with this area of resistance. So guys, in essence, what I'm saying is this: we are not in a good state in the crypto markets. Do not get deceived. Do not get fooled. Believe you me, if you do not listen to me, I give you the go ahead. Do whatever you want to do. But by the time you get caught up, you would remember this video, because my analysis would sure come to pass as it has always done in the future. I have a track record. I have a track record that is undeniable. Okay, and I do not need anyone's confirmation. I do not need anybody to confirm what I do, because the results are clear. They are there for everyone to see. I am not in a rush. I am not here to trade to impress. I'm not here to entertain you. I am simply here to guide you in the right path so that you can make your money. And believe you me, I do not even need your money, because this is not a Ponzi scheme. Like I always say, this is not an MLM business where you need referrals to earn. This is not a Ponzi scheme where you invest and you go to bed with one eye open because of fear of the website's closing. This is 100% you and the charts. You get it right, you make your money. You get it wrong, you lose your money. It's as simple as that. So you do not even need anybody, because whatever amount you're having, you can start up and you can turn into a multi-millionaire in dollars. You can turn into a multi-billionaire in dollars just by this. Okay, so in crypto, we do not beg. Real traders do not beg people. Okay, it's only the fake ones that do not know what they're doing that end up killing themselves trying to convince you. So guys, let's take a look at the S&P 500. Okay, I want to talk about something very important in the S&P 500 charts. All right, let's talk about the S&P 500. Let's take a look at the 1 week charts in the S&P 500. All right, guys, now this is the S&P 500. This is the 1 week chart in the S&P 500. And you can see that these lines are about crossing. Now, the third meeting is in few days' time. And now there is a possibility that the Fed is going to increase their interest rates. Okay, because if you take a look at this candlestick here, it is having a strong resistance to break for it to move over to the upside. And this can only be possible if the Fed should reduce their interest rates. Now, even if they reduce the interest rates, this candlestick, the next candlestick that forms, needs to break this area of resistance and pump up. And if this happens, then Bitcoin is also going to have a little rally as well. But I must warn you, the Gaussian channel is here as a form of resistance. So I do not see the S&P 500 pumping out of this place if it should pump. I do not see it exceeding this range. And if this happens, there are very good trades to take. Okay, but outside this, based on this crossover that's about happening, this is bad news for the S&P 500, because if this should happen, then you would see the S&P 500 plummeting down. Okay, and if it plummets down, it's going to affect everywhere. Okay, and if we look at the RSI now, it is bent. And if this happens, the RSI, if it pumps, the RSI should encounter a resistance in this yellow line. Based on what has just formed, guys, this is a wonderful bullish flag. Okay, and with this, if you're into technical analysis, you're going to see that Bitcoin has been forming a very nice pattern here. Okay, it came down here, came up, came down here, formed a lower low, came up here right now, and we're expecting it to form another lower low, taking out this lower low. And if this happens, I must tell you, Bitcoin is going to go below its current price. So let's take a look finally at the Bitcoin 1-day charts. Let's see what the charts are saying. The Bitcoin 1-day charts. Let's take a look at it now. This is the Bitcoin 1-day charts. Now we see a very beautiful pattern forming. This is the Bitcoin 1-day chart here. All right, guys, let's hide this so that you can see it clearly. Now, guys, take a look at this. This is the Bitcoin one-day charts. And if you check, this is a very beautiful bearish divergence that has formed here for Bitcoin. Okay, let's draw it very well. You can see this, guys. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful formation. This is it, guys. Now, this is a Bitcoin charts, one-day charts, and you can see this is a lovely bearish divergence that has formed. You look at it, it attained a higher high, came crashing down, attained another higher high, came crashing down, exceeding this previous low, came crashing down, and right now it has obtained another higher high, higher than this other higher high and this other higher high. And if it comes crashing down, the Cryptoprophet is telling you that Bitcoin is going to take down this lower low. With time, it would surely take down this lower low. Whether you heed to my advice or not, you would see it come to pass. And if you do see it come to pass, do not blame me if you miss the opportunity from making money out of this. Okay, because I have said this severally. If you take a look at the RSI, look at this. Despite the price making higher highs, but you see the RSI making lower lows. Okay, and if you also check here as well, let's draw this. You would observe something. Okay, take a look at this. Now, it is making lower lows. It is slanting down, but the price is slanting up. Terrible sign. This is not a good sign at all. But you know, a whole lot of persons, oh, Bitcoin is pumping. Oh, we're heading towards the bull run. Oh, it's 40K, 45K. That's all junk, guys. Hype and opium. They've got nothing to say. They know not what they're talking about. You know, you don't trade crypto that way. You simply follow the charts. And if you think crypto analysis is something that is easy for you to do, then I welcome you. You're free to do it. You know, try it and see. You would lose your money. It's as simple as that. What you don't know, you do not know it. It's as simple as that. This is very, very technical, because it is only when you can study the charts, that's when you get certain hidden truths out of the charts, which you can stand for and never get confused. So the only way that this bullish, this bearish pattern can be destroyed is if the RSI comes up and exceeds this 88 level. Okay, if it comes up and exceeds this level, that's when you have this broken. And this is not happening anytime soon, because already the Bitcoin chart is already stretched. The altcoins are already stretched. The Bitcoin dominance is already stretched. And you have the S&P 500 already in a very critical area and position in the market. Now, let's take a look at the dollar. Let's take a look at the Dixie. Okay, let's take a look at the Dixie. Now, if you take a look at the Dixie, you're going to observe something, guys. Now, the dollar is sitting on a very key area of support. It had this support line here, and right now it is sitting on the same area of support. Now, I don't just talk about crypto. I talk about stocks. I talk about the economy of nations as well. I have predicted that the dollar is going to dump in the year 2023, which is this year. And when this happens, it's going to affect a whole lot of accounts. It's going to affect a whole lot of economies that are relying on the dollar. I am a Nigerian, and I want to talk about my nation, Nigeria. If the dollar dumps, it's going to affect the foreign reserves. And if it does affect the foreign reserves, that's going to be a problem, you know. But a whole lot of people will blame the government, but it's not true. The government needs to come up with policies that would support this if it happens, because the dollar crashing is unavoidable, guys, unavoidable. But right now, we expect the dollar to have a rally, and we are taking a look at this. Currently, it is sitting on a strong level of support. So if the dollar breaks out of this and starts heading up, then that means money is going to flow out of lots of assets into the dollar, and this would affect Bitcoin as well. Okay, this is the Dixie charts. But now, based on the results, or based on the news from the next Fed meeting, if it is negative, then this is going to affect the dollar. We would have a bounce up. But if it is positive, this would only make the dollar drop down. And if it's dropping down, the next form of resistance is here. And guys, if it gets to this point, I am buying the dollar for a short term. Now I want to see the reaction of the market after the Fed meeting. If the reaction of the market is positive, if it is negative, sorry, and the dollar picks up, the Dixie picks up, I would buy the dollar here and take my profit when it is time. Okay, but if it drops down, I would have here as my target. But I must say this, we are going to experience, write down this prophecy, we are going to experience a pump in the dollar anytime soon. And when this happens, we're going to enjoy it for a while. And then the next dump that would come for the dollar would be the major dump I have spoken about. And you would see the Dixie go down. Okay, so this is the Crypto Prophets. I am simply here to tell you what the charts say without sentiments. If you believe me, you're free to believe me. If you want to doubt me, you can go ahead and doubt me. But all I know is this, my predictions and my analysis always comes to pass. I have a track record, always comes to pass. So I speak with all boldness, I speak with all authority to tell you, my listener, that you should be careful with Bitcoin. Do not trade without guidance. Okay, to get guidance on coins to trade and make profits, whether the market is bullish or bearish, whether you see Bitcoin even dumping to $1, whether you see Ethereum dumping to $1, to get access to coins that would put money in your hands, whether the market is dumping or not, please subscribe to any of my premium channels and you would get the information. Click on that subscribe button, guys, and get notified anytime I drop contents like this. I remain the Crypto Prophets, only here to update you concerning the current state of the markets. And I believe that with this information, you would be able to make something meaningful out of this at the end of the day. So thank you, guys. God bless you all. Watch out for the price of Bitcoin. Even if you see it pump to 30K, which I doubt, even if that should happen, guys, we are not yet out of the woods, because the more you see it pumping, the more it would crash down. I am the Crypto Prophet. I have spoken. My track records always speaks for me. And when it happens, I would be back here to share it with you. Of course, I called this correctly. I called this dump correctly. I even gave the date. I said on the 20th. My channels can attest to that. You know, I called the date. I said it would crash, and of a truth, it came down. And I also said we would have a relief rally. Bitcoin is going to pump, but please do not enter. And that's exactly what happened. Bitcoin has pumped. It's not because I do not need money. It's not because I can't enter into this trade. But no, I choose not to enter because I know what lies ahead. So it is better for one to be safe than sorry. But rather, I've been trading in a special way. I've been trading down, and people have still been earning even though the market is in this state. So guys, catch you up later. Thank you for your time. I remain the Crypto Prophet.